How to stay calm and win after blundering your queen in the first 9 moves. And here is where the mistake was made. Aligning my queen with the king's diagonal when the bishop is already open to come. Opponent doesn't do it right away because we are both playing at the 800 level and we miss a lot of moves. I miss it too for the second time, and he finds it. Here I actually took a while because the temptation usually is to immediately get revenge and take the first piece you see. I'd like to call that a spite capture. Really, you had to make a decision here. Do they want to just turn the chessboard over, or do they actually want to play this game out? I decided, I think I'll go ahead and play this game out. I'll just play without a queen. And so because I want to play without a queen, I still want to complete development, so I don't just want to take. I want to get that bishop out there and let him take, which is what happens. And now my bishop is developed. So from here on out, I want to keep all of the pieces on the board for as long as I can, so that it makes things complicated. On the other hand, my opponent, he wants to start trading off pieces. That's what he attempts to do in the next few moves. It's a struggle of me trying to avoid trades and my opponent trying to force trades. So I'm trying to play smart. I'm trying to develop. I'm going to try to get both of my bishops out so that they can be pointed at the king. Protect the king. And then here he comes, so he's kind of stopping that idea. So let's see, we'll develop. I'm going to eventually start attacking his bishop to get him out of there. He wants to take either the knight or the bishop, probably the bishop, and I don't want that to happen, so I get rid of his knight. There we go. Now I have an opportunity to easily start kicking the bishop around. He runs away with it, and I begin my attack on the king side, looking to poke open one of his defenses here, hopefully without losing an important piece, because now that my queen is down, I don't have many pieces to spare. So if possible, I only want to maybe expend a pawn, or maybe a very even trade, if I can, in order to poke a hole through his defenses. Looks like he's retreating a little bit, maybe to defend, maybe to try something here with the queen and the pawn, I'm not sure. So I continue my attack because as this pawn moves up, this rook owns this file here. I'm not sure what he's up to. Maybe he's trying to build up an attack in the middle, or maybe he's just trying to play safe. Me, I'm still trying to go for it, so kicking his bishop around. My knight is and my rook is helping out that pawn there. He moves away again, and around this time I was really thinking again because I don't just want to come up here and trade and not have any benefit, even if it's just a pawn trade. I really need to figure out where the knight needs to go and where the pawn needs to go to open this up, at the same time giving me the advantage to attack with bishops, rooks, and knights, and hopefully to fork his queen. So I bring my other pawn up, getting things ready, goes back. He's kicked back, actually. And here I make my move. I think I was trying to open him up and maybe take with a rook, of course, if he takes there. If not, I have other opportunities perhaps to bring other pieces in and make things happen. I think he makes a very bad move there. Why he did that. Maybe he's trying to protect from this bishop, which I don't think was quite in line to do anything yet. So maybe it seems like a reasonable move to defend his king's position. But you really gotta be know what you're doing here. You gotta be careful. You don't want to push your pawns too far forward and lose them, because then your little king barricade is gone. So I take. I think this is a worthwhile trade. I'm attacking his rook. He's got to do something. He's got to move his rook where he's going to take with the king. Takes with the king. Now his king is beginning to become exposed. I've got bishop pointing towards the king. I've got the knight pointing towards the king. I've got the rook ready to do something. I also have these guys down here waiting to do something. And I also have this rook on the column x-raying the queen. I'm in a pretty good position here. Oh, what I didn't see during this game was that I got this awesome triple fork here. I just completely missed that. I was focusing on my own tactics so hard, trying to bump this queen around and looking on this side of the board. I completely missed the opportunity to do this awesome triple fork. And I actually did that. I mistake like a fork and a queen pin like 3 times during this game. Or I could have taken the queen a lot earlier. So you maybe will spot that a lot easier than I did as I finish out this review of the game. But again, we're both playing at 800, so in some ways it may be actually better for me to intimidate, cause confusion, um, in hopes that he'll start breaking down and I can get more for him, get more for my money, get several pieces at once maybe. Move this king out of the way. Take with the bishop. That's a free piece because the knight is defending. The engine says I miss a better way to capture a pawn. I think the engine wanted me to take with the knight. I don't really understand that. I like this move better for what I was trying to accomplish. Queen moves up. Engine likes that. Okay. Okay, here comes my pawn because now I'm threatening to create a passed pawn as well as defending the bishop on top of everything else. So things are looking pretty good for me. I'm not sure what he's doing here, trying to attack my pieces, but this bishop pawn configuration, they defend each other, and this rook is defending the knight, so I'm not really threatened. All right, bishop comes out. Green's dark squared bishop attacks the king. The king can't take anything. What's the king got to do? Okay, the bishop comes forward. Now this was a bad move, and I don't think I followed the engine. What the engine wanted here. What did I do? Okay, apparently that was a bad move too. But this does create another check. So the king has to do something. Maybe I'm just trying to keep him on his toes and getting my other pieces in here to create some pins or some checks. Was probably my thinking. King goes away, and here I come with a pawn to defend the bishop. Also, I create a nice little tactic here. If the pawn takes, I can take with the bishop, threatening both his bishop and his queen on the column that now opens up. So he doesn't actually bite for that, though. He moves his bishop away. There. So I take the pawn and I put him in check. Now my rook's in place, and I've got my a lot of pieces up front, including the passed pawn, defending the rook here. So things are looking really good for me at this point. King backs away. Bring the pawn in. The engine wanted me to do something different. Wanted me to take. I still not following that line. Still doing my own thing. I guess me and the engine had different ideas. But now my bishop is double protected, and I have a diagonal here for my dark squared bishop to check the king. So all my pieces are really moving in. I can, in a little while, I can slide this rook over if I need to, if my king's not being attacked. So in the next 2 moves, the bishop decides to trade, and then the queen comes in. So that's what he wanted to do. So apparently he missed something. Engine doesn't like what he did in any case. I can't remember. Oh, okay. So yeah, I remember. This is what I was thinking. I didn't have this completely planned out or figured out. I knew I could chase him around a little bit with this rook. So king moves. The knight comes in. Now the knight is defended by the rook, and I can keep chasing the king around until I get a better configuration if I need to. King runs away again, and I take the rook. So now I'm actually up quite a few pieces. Knight, and I've got one of his rooks. Even though he still has the queen at this point, I'm pretty much dominating. He's losing all his pieces here. If we back up a little bit, we can see that in the last, couple of minutes or so, I get both his knight and I get his rook. So it's pretty much over. Queen goes for the pawn, attacks the rook. I'm not concerned about this because I'm going to just have all these pieces out here now. This rook's kind of stuck or pinned behind the king. So I'm just going to threaten to make a queen, anticipating that the queen's going to try to check me at some point. I keep pushing the pawn. When the queen does, all I'm going to do is barricade my king in with this rook. So now I can do whatever I want down here. And pretty soon you see that the opponent resigns. So that's how you continue to play after blundering your queen in the first 9 moves. Basically, you don't want to throw the board over. The temptation is for so many people out, especially low-rigged players, is to perform a spite capture. Get them back immediately, even if it's not a good move. Basically throwing away the game for some quick revenge. But, if you want to play through, you kind of have to decide that and reset your mind. And as often as not, I do the opposite. I turn the board over, get revenge, and hope I get lucky, and but just not playing intelligently. So in this case, it was kind of fun because I was aware of my own decision to say, okay, stop, reset, just want to play this game without a queen. And so from the very beginning, that's what I did. And the opponent, during the middle game, tried to make some even trades. I defended as much as I could while being aggressive, trying to get some bishops going, trying to onrush the king. And that's actually what the engine said that my opponent should have done. The engine says that my opponent should have brought these pawns forward on my king's side and pawn rushed my king. And if they were a little bit more aggressive, they should have totally won that with the extra queen. That's it for now.